Welcome back to Flying So 6 channel. Today I am doing a quick, really an FAQ here because I've gotten a number of questions and I've answered them many times through the past, but I figure it'd probably be easier just to make a video on this. And I was able to get another copy of the Dragon Collection here, so it'll be easier to explain it now. But anyway, one thing here first is that there is actually two versions of the Dragon Collection. So the one on the left hand side here is the Dragon Collection version 1. At the bottom of this box here, there's a SKU number which says ATCDCB01. That's how you know it is the first version. Additionally, it also says that there is 55 cards and 9 boss pads in there, and that's how you know that you have that first version versus the second version of the Dragon Collection here is, and you can just see it right on the edge, but ATC DCB02. If you have a P after that, that means it's painted. If it doesn't have a P, then it's the unpainted. And then, of course, then up here, the component list here mentions 15 character pads and 80 cards. So that's how you know if you got the second version of the Dragon Collection. This version was the one that we sent out in the first wave of 2021, and I believe this one didn't come out until like last year, Tanaris Ultimate. I could be wrong, I'm not exactly sure, but there was basically a transition point where we made some changes to the boss versus boss rules, and then because of some of the changes where you could buy just like the Dragon Collection individually, some of those cards got moved into this box. The other thing I'm going to go over here in a second is the Dragon Collection update pack, and we'll look at that. Alright, welcome back. So as you see here, I have pretty similar components here. The components here on this right hand side are the older version, and that 01 version, the first version of the Dragon Collection. And then the components here on the left hand side are the components that come in the Dragon Collection update pack. You'll know it comes in like a plastic or manila envelope with this, and has like this sticker here with ATC UDC01. That was the update Dragon Collection pack, but we've had a fair number of backers that just opened their boxes and then just kind of threw everything out and didn't know which belonged to which, so let's quickly go through on the differences. So let's start down here on the bottom. This one's probably one of the easiest ones. In the old version of these boss versus boss pads, remember these ones here that have like the listing of numbers on the bottom and a silver lining, or numbers on the left, silver lining on the bottom, and then like this text right here. And specifically, if you see this symbol, that means it's for boss versus boss. Don't confuse that with some of the components that came in Arena the Contest. This is a boss versus boss component. But anyway, this is the old version. The main thing to note here is, see how it says turn 2 and it mentions the minion's turn. There's no picture in this version, versus the updated Dragon Collection version will have a picture of the minions that your boss will use when you play this game mode. So that's really the quickest and easiest way to know which version you currently have. So the one with the picture, this one here, is the updated corrected version. Alright, next up here, let's go to these components. The ones on the right hand side are the old ones, the ones on the left are new. You'll see that this right here mentions scrolls. Scrolls were removed from the boss versus boss rulebook. So if you see a mention of scrolls on a component, specifically this one here, this is the old version, this is the new version. Alright, we'll go to the next card under that here. So we have two of Kelroth's talisman cards here. You'll see on the level 3, the old version has a lot of text and it's really small and hard to read. The version on the left-hand side here is the new version. It has much less text, but it's pretty much the same thing. It just doesn't have all that second bullet point here. So this is the old version. This is the new one. All right, next one here, and this one's another easy one to tell, is Artilog's Talisman. I think this one is text-wise identical, but we modified the art. So this is the old version here, and this is the new version here on the left. Otherwise, I think these are identical. So theoretically, I guess you could use either one, but just for clarity, this is the new one, and that is the old one. All right, and then I'll do these last two cards here at the same. The cards on the left, new, old on the right. The biggest thing to note here is you see this text down here under the miss. It says R damage versus the old version says 15 residual damage. So it's a full word instead of just the term R damage, which is kind of a notation that we switched to being using instead of using as much wordage, tried to make things more like keywords and easier to follow. So the red and the blue are the same in that way. So just replace these ones with these ones. All right, next up is the Dragon Queen here. So we'll look here at her attack cards. There is some differences here. Wings of Flame specifically got a little bit of a damage buff on the left-hand side, but like I said before, really the quickest, easiest way to tell the difference is that miss text. If it mentions R damage, then that is the new version versus the old one says the target takes 5 residual damage. So that is the old one. So pretty much, I mean, I could go through each card here, but otherwise it is pretty close to about the same. We also changed some like other wording of using like, you know, the heal keyword instead of just regain HP. Royal Breath, I believe, got a little bit of a damage buff on there, and changed some more of the wording on that one. Like I said, I'd focus just on the mistext. That's the easier one to tell the difference on. And then Bloody Tail, yeah, very much simplified here on the left. All right, and then for the hero pads there, this one's probably the harder one to tell the difference. So you probably really want to go through those attack cards first and then kind of compare which one to which one. But the one here on the left, where you have less text for Bloody Tail, Wings of Flame having 10 damage instead of 9 damage. Those are some of the key differences. Royal Breath also had like a damage change, so there's a few differences there. You gotta probably look at this a little bit closer. This is the new version of the Dragon Queen's hero pad, which is of course used strictly in PvP. This is the old version, so you don't need this one anymore. All right, and then the last thing here is we have the rule books. The easiest way to tell the difference on this one, flip over your rule book, go to the last page. You'll notice that the one on the left-hand side has a big picture of Thalessa. The one on the right, which is the old version, just has a picture of the map. And then, like I mentioned earlier, this old one mentions scrolls. If it mentions scrolls, it's the old version. You can get rid of this one. You notice on this section here, it just talks about the silver lining and shows the map, and then you have the Thalessa picture there. So that is the new version. This is the one you want to keep, and then the other ones you can get rid of. But that is the update Dragon Collection pack and how to tell the difference in the components. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and share. We'll see you at the next one.